degree in engineering. Oh, sorry. And we do have like special water treatment that has to happen in every national park, because every national park is going to have visitors, which means we need to provide water. And it means we need to clean the water afterwards, because of course everybody has to use the bathroom. So there's actually a lot of science from the engineering side of things that go into facilities. And then we do have search and rescue rangers. People are constantly getting hurt and lost in the national park. So people will have medical training, they'll have wilderness survival skill training. So there's a lot of really different things. I basically tell young people that if you want to be a park ranger, go to school for something that you are passionate about and that you enjoy, and you'll find a way to apply it to being a park ranger. I actually have a colleague that has a degree in biblical studies, even though it has nothing to do with being a park ranger. Favorite part about being a park ranger? Oh, and has animals ever attacked someone at the park? We have had one fatality of a bear attacking a human in the park in the history of the park, with 12.5 million visitors visiting every single year. That's like less than 1%, way less. So not a whole lot of animal attacks. Usually it's happening because, so that's one fatality, but we don't have, we do have people that might get like charged by a bear or attacked by an elk. Elk are actually more dangerous than bears. And it's usually because people get too close. So I almost always say that if you have an encounter with an animal, it's because the person got too close. They didn't give the animal its space. So they were doing something wrong, not the animal. And then favorite thing about being a park ranger, working with kids. I love bringing kids to the national park. They have so much fun. We play in the stream, we look for salamanders, and we're like learning. We get to have, it's school in a national park. So that's what I love about being a park ranger. Are people allowed to fish? Absolutely. You can fish in a national park, and as long as you have a fishing license, you guys wouldn't need to because you're not old enough yet, then you can keep your fish as long as they're the right size. Being a park ranger would be super, super cool. Work your way up, like you start in forests before you can go to, well, so some parks have forests, some parks don't. And then there's two different things. There's a thing called a national forest, which is actually run by the Department of Agriculture. And then there's national parks, which are under the Department of Interior. So those are two different things. The Department of Agriculture is more about use, and the Department of Interior is more about preservation. All right, let's see. What effect did George Massa and Kephart have for the Smokies? George Massa, why is that name eluding me? I know who Kephart is. So I believe that they were both photographers and writers. I know Kephart was a photographer and a writer. They basically made it known. They got the Smokies out to the world, and that there was a lot of damage occurring because of the logging companies. Logging was happening all over the Smoky Mountain region, and it was destroying the land. And so it became a grassroots movement, meaning that the people actually worked together to get the federal government to create a national park in the East, because most of the national parks at that time, which was around the 1920s, were in the West. Some of the ones that you guys mentioned you went to, Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Yellowstone, those were all Western parks, but there wasn't a lot of national parks in the East. And so they really brought attention to that region, its beauty and its need for protection. And that's how they influenced the creation of the national park. Let's see, any more questions, and then we'll move on to our game. Let's see. I like that. Keep your distance between others and animals. Social distancing for animals. That's awesome. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Smoky Bear. Natalie, you are correct. It is based, Smokey the Bear is based on a real bear, but the Smokey the Bear is actually the representative of the Forest Service, and we are the National Park Service. So once again, different entities. It was just sort of ironic that Smoky Mountain National Park and Smokey Bear had the same name. No actual connection. Let's see. Okay. All right, awesome. Think I've got everybody's questions answered. Sorry, I've got a lot of comments, so forgive me if I missed yours. All right, do you guys want to play a game? Cool. All right. We'll play a game. So do we have roughly equal boys and girls, or do we have too many of one or the other? Carlos is saying, no, we do not have roughly equal boys and girls. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I need, let's see. It's the only way I know how to do this virtually is to put y'all in two groups because we're gonna have two teams, boys versus girls. So I need, let's see, I'm just gonna nominate a couple girls to be on the boys team. That does not mean that you are boys. It's just a way that I can even the teams out a little bit. Okay, so Kristen, will you be on the boys team? Annika, Summer, Michelle. Okay, so that's 4 girls on the boys team. Does that roughly even us out? I can't even see how many students I have in the class. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Miss Conway, is that roughly even if I add 4 girls over to the boys team?
I'm not sure the demographics on it. There's 28 students.
And I don't think I can see all of them. I can only see 20 students.
Okay.
Wait, 5, 10, 15, 20. I can only see 23 students. All right, let's throw 2 more girls into the boys' side. Okay, so we've got Kristen, Annika, Summer, Michelle. How about Amy and Emma? All right, so now you know which team you're on. We're gonna call it team. Throw out some team names? Maybe Smokies related, animals wise. Throw out a team name. Carlos, you're on the boys team. Brown Bears, and then Smokies and Sequoias. All right, so we got a couple ideas here. I think that we'll have, all right, so the girls team is going to be named Brown Bears, because Natalie, sorry, no, the girls team. So the girls team will be Brown Bears, and from here on out, they will be considered the Brown Bears team. And the boys team with many awesome girls will be the Smokies team. Did I say that right? Okay, so does everybody know what team you're in? We got the Smokies team, and then we have the Brown Bears team. If you do not know, all right, Amy, I think, Amy, you are in the Smokies team. Okay, now what I need is I need team captains. Do we have any nominations or self-nominations to be a team captain? Okay, Caitlin has raised her hand. Caitlin is captains of, you're on Brown Bears team, right, Caitlin? Okay, Caitlin is Brown Bears. And Michelle, what team are you on? Are you in team Smokies? Okay, Michelle is gonna be our Smokies team captain. Okay, all right, so what that means is that when we're doing this, everybody can type in the comments section, anybody can contribute, but the person that has to answer, that has to actually decide, like, all right, we're gonna go with this answer, they have to type it in. And once they type in the answer, that is when I will accept that answer. So we've got Caitlin for Brown Bears and Michelle for Smokies. I've got to go get my timer right now. Okay. So Michelle and Caitlin, you're going to be unmuting yourself every once in a while, okay? Because you're also going to be selecting what, it's a Jeopardy game, so you're going to have to select which, what you want. Hang on, I have to close it and turn it back open. Let's close that one. Okay. Smokies Jeopardy. Start the slideshow in a minute. Zoom. Now I can't get back to Zoom. I can only see, there we go. Sharing my screen. Okay. Caitlin, you nod your head and see a salamander.
The audio's a little weird, Miss
Oh,
Delanese.
is it because, I wonder if it's because I'm sharing.
I can hear you better now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better now.
Oops. Here, I want my slideshow. Okay. All right, so you guys can see that it says Salamander Jeopardy. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, so Brown Bears will be going first. Caitlin is Brown Bears team captain. If you want to unmute yourself and select a category and a point number.
Life cycle for 50.
Life cycles for 50. All right, everyone else, you've got to be ready in the chat box to help Caitlin answer this. And you're going to have, and I got to pull up my clock. You're going to have 45 seconds to answer. Whoops, not minutes. 45 minutes, yeah, that'll be a while. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna click on it and then I'm gonna start my timer. All right, you can go in the chat box and then Caitlin will give us the final answer.
You're being into don't say that.
All right, Caitlin, do we have an answer?
Um, I guess 4.
Okay, so we needed a little bit more. We're gonna give 30 seconds to Team Smokies to steal, because that is how it works. All right, so Michelle, be ready to answer if the other team can come to a consensus. This was a hard one to start off with. Some of them are a lot easier. Five seconds for Team Smokies. All right, Michelle, do you have an answer? Oops, how do I get it?
The other group said 4 years, right? So our average group answer was 10.
Okay. So life cycle doesn't necessarily mean years. It is more about think about an amphibian. So if you think about a frog and how their life cycle works, they start off with as, and I bet you all get this, what does a frog start off as? I can't see the chat, but I bet you guys got it right.
Tadpole.
Okay, all right. So, and of course, before it's a tadpole, it's what? An egg. So it goes from egg to tadpole to frog. All right, so salamanders are fairly similar. So egg hatch into miniature adult. And this particular species doesn't have a larval phase. Salamanders are never actually called tadpoles. They're just tiny little adults, and then they're an adult. Uh-oh, whoops, why did that happen? Oh, it's because I didn't click this. Okay, all right. Team Smokies, select your, so Michelle, you're gonna have to unmute yourself. Select your category and point number.
Conservation for 30.
Okay, conservation for 30. All right, Team Smokies, be ready. You have 45 seconds. And remember, Team Brown Bear, you can steal if they get it wrong. But don't put anything in the chat ahead of time because you don't want to give them the answer. $20 for Team Smokies. Oh. I don't know why that showed up. All right, Team Smokies, do you have a guess?
So salamanders have very absorbing skin, so the oils and the salts on our hands can get into their skin and be poisonous and harmful to them.
Yay! That's awesome. Good job. Okay, so you are correct. They breathe through their skin. Good job, Team Smokies. Miss Conway, can you keep score? Smokies has 30 points.
Sounds good.
Okay, all right. Back over to Brown Bears. Brown Bears, category and points.
Nature history for 40.
All right. Ah, this should be a good one. All right, 45 seconds, starting now. $15 seconds, Brown Bears. Five seconds. All right, Brown Bears. What is your final answer?
So amphibians have like slimy skin and live in water, and sometimes on land, but reptiles sometimes can have like hard bumpy skin and live on land.
Okay. I will. Is there a particular, can you give me a name for their skin? There's a specific word I still need. You're close.
Like rough and bumpy or something.
They have something. I'll have to give you a partial because I need that other spot. Because they don't exactly have skin. They have. Oh wait, maybe I don't need it. Oh, it doesn't say anything about scales in here. Never mind. Reptiles have rough, dry skin. I'll take bumpy. You got it right. Never mind. And amphibians have moist skin. Let's see. Reptiles have claws. Amphibians don't. We didn't really cover that. And reptiles' eggs are leathery, and amphibian eggs are jelly masses. I will take that amphibians spend most or part of their life in water as another one because reptiles don't. They live on land. You are correct. All right, so I will give you full 40 points for that. So we've got Brown Bears at 40 and Smokies at 30. Okay, Michelle, what is our next category and points?
Natural history for 50.
All right, we are going big, you guys. Oh gosh, you guys are so lucky. If you don't need the full time, Just let me know. Twenty seconds, Smokies. Five. All right, ready, Smokies?
So amphibian eggs are more jelly-like, and they're usually laid in the water. Yeah, they're kind of like jelly. And then reptile eggs usually are laid on land, and they have a harder protective shell on them. And they're
Good
like
job. You guys, you had a little bit of help from the previous question, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Good job. All right, so 50 additional points to Team Smokies. All right, Caitlin, what are we doing?
Natural history for 30.
Okay. Fifteen seconds. All right. Okay, Team Brown Bear.
Rivers, like creeks and swamps, or like brooks or something.
So that might be a partial. Does the other team want to add a couple ideas for half points, since they definitely got part of it? I'll give you 30 seconds, Team Smokies, to just steal part of that question. All right, 10 seconds, Team Smokies. All right, where else? What did they miss in the first section?
we have streams, rivers, ponds, and swamps. Just most places where they're damp, like foresty type places.
Darn. Oh, there's two that we missed, but that's okay. Under logs, under rocks, in streams, in caves, or other damp.
We had under rocks.
Yeah, but streams, rivers, and ponds, those are pretty much all the same thing. Other damp environments. I don't know, Miss Conway. You tell me. Should we give them the full points?
Maybe 20.
Okay. All right. So 20 points to Team Brown Bear. All right. Okay, Team Smokies.
Conservation for 40.
Okay. Oh yeah, and to set the timer. There's actually 2 answers I would accept for this. Ten seconds. All right, Team Smokies, what do you think?
Just to keep the food chain in check, they eat like the insects and worms, and they just keep like the food chain going and making sure like the population of the smaller bugs and things that they eat don't get too out of control.
I will accept that answer because they are a important part of the food chain. They're a predator as well as a prey animal. There is another answer, and this is because I know you guys don't live in Appalachia, which is why I was going to be pretty broad as far as what I would accept on this one, but they are bioindicators. So that means that they're really sensitive to pollution. So if there's a problem, kind of like the canary in the coal mine, if there's a problem, it's going to affect small things that especially breathe through their skin a lot more easily than it would to something like us or bears. So very good. But we also have important links in the food chain. So that's 40 points to Team Smokies. All right. Good job, you guys. All right. Brown bear. What is our next category?
Conservation for 50.
Conservation for 50. Ooh. Fifteen seconds. All right. Okay, brown bears. What do you got?
Pollution and climate change.
Excellent. Oh, 50 big ones for brown bears. It didn't, whoa, what just happened? Oh my goodness. Okay. So climate change is a huge one. I know it's not listed here, but I'm going to accept that one. And pollution is another huge one because they're bioindicators. So I'm also going to accept that because it is a huge threat against salamanders. So there are a couple other things that y'all might not have heard of. There's fungus that can infect these species called chytrid fungus. And once again, that's invasive diseases. Invasive species can be really bad. Habitat degradation, which of course can be considered pollution. So very good job, Team Brown Bear. Okay, Team Smokies. Nobody has done identification yet. With the internet at your fingertips, you might actually be able to do something in 45 seconds.
Identification for 30.
All right. Oh, this one's so cute. All right, Team Smokies, do we have any guesses?
Like a red cheek or a red throat salamander.
Red-cheeked salamander is correct. Also has a second name, which is a Jordan salamander. And what's cool about these guys is they are endemic. Endemic. I can't see the chat box, but does anybody know what the meaning of the word endemic is? Endemic. No? Endemic. So endemic means that it is only found in one place. So the Jordans or the red-cheeked salamander is only found in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. All right. Nice job. 30 points to Team Smokies. Okay. Team Brown Bear.
Identification for 50.
Woo, we're going big. I don't even remember which one this one is. Ooh, brightly colored one. All right. This was a tough one. That's why it was 50 points. Okay, Team Brown Bear.
Red salamander.
A red salamander. So close, but not quite there. Do we have I'll give you 30 seconds to steal, Team Smokies. There is a red salamander, but this is not it. Ten seconds for a steal. And Team Smokies, do you have a steal guess?
A spring salamander.
Woohoo! The internet came through. Good job. That is, in fact, a spring salamander. Good job, Team Smokies. All right. All right, Team Smokies. Next one. I think we got enough for maybe 2 more questions.
I'm just gonna keep with the identification train. Identification for 40.
All right. Woo! All right. That one might be a little bit more difficult to describe on the interwebs. Be ready to steal, Team Brown Bear, if you can. Five seconds. All right, Team Smokies, what is it? You're still on mute, Michelle.
The salamander of Virginia. That's one that I got.
That it is located in Virginia as well, but that is not its name. All right, I'm going to give 30 seconds to Team Brown Bear to steal. I haven't seen much in the chat lately. You guys helping each other out? Maybe it just caps at 99. All right, Team Brown Bear, do you have a steal?
Southern two-line salamander.
Oh, so close, so close. So close. In fact, I don't know. I'll leave it up to Miss Conway if it's a stealable one or not. What do you think, Miss Conway? Should we give him half?
Sure.
All right. Blue Ridge two-line salamander.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So we'll give you 20 for that one. Okay. I think we've got enough time for. Oh, we're running out. Actually, that will have to be. Here's what we'll do. I am going to select one, and whoever gets it correct first, that's sort of like our final Jeopardy, and that'll be like final points. Okay. So both Caitlin and Michelle, be ready to answer because whoever unmutes and answers first gets the points. I'm going to select. I'm going to select conservation for 20. I don't have a timer on, so it goes to whoever comes out first.
You help salamanders by avoid holding them in your hands and don't remove them from their wild habitats.
That's a pretty good answer. I will accept that. Team Smokies. Don't touch them. Don't take them home as pets. That's a good one. All right, so 20 more points to Team Smokies. Okay, Ms. Conway, what was our final score?
220 for Smokies and Brown Bears at 130.
Woo! Smokies is at a landslide today, but you guys did awesome. There were some really hard, very specific questions about salamanders in here, and you guys did great considering you probably don't have salamanders where you live. So, but we have a lot of them here, which is why we have Salamander Jeopardy. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm just going to let the last couple minutes, if anyone has any last minute questions or, oops.
I just want to say thank you for coming and talking to us.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. I hope that everyone is staying safe, and I hope that no matter what you're doing this summer, you guys can get outside and enjoy our beautiful world that we have, because there is so much to explore. I bet that you guys have a lot of wildlife, even in your backyard or a neighborhood park. So try not to stay inside on a screen all summer long if you can help it. No last minute questions. Oh, very cool.
Okay. See you guys Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to answer a real question quick.
Thank you.